Dear congregation, Eitz Chaim, I wanted to share with you today something that I've been thinking about a lot since last Shabbat, since we read from the Torah Parshat Pinchas. That's a parsha where we have 5 daughters that didn't have any brothers. Their father died. And in the distribution of land in the land of Israel, the original plan was to give that according to the man in the family. And as a family of women, they approach Moshe and say, we have no place in the land if that's your system. And Moshe goes and asks God for wisdom on how to solve this problem. And God, of course, changes the system and say, of course, they deserve some land for their own. And what I've been thinking about is that while this was the model for the Torah, where when we have a question, we actually can have Moshe talk directly to God to find an answer. The Talmud changes the model to really fit our new reality. Unfortunately, Moshe is no longer with us. We don't have this ability anymore of just go and ask God for clear answers like that. So the Talmud establishes that we go according to the majority, that we have a group of people that should be appointed by the people, and they should decide what is good for all of us. We start to see a change in model that really changes with time as we go and as our needs change. But this is not just because we want to do that. This pluralistic Jewish perspective that accepts change actually is a theological view. The same way that our relationship with God changes, that each one of us have a different relationship with God. There is a teaching in the Talmud that while anything in the world that is created out of a mold actually comes all the same because it came out of a mold. But when talking about human beings, the Talmud teaches that God used the same mold of human beings to create all of us. And still, with a mold, we came out all different. Being pluralistic is not just because we find it interesting, but it's a theological perspective on understanding the diversity of the world as it is. In this last week's Parsha, Moshe also starts to give some directions for a successor. We're almost at the end of the book of Bamidbar, and then we're going to have the book of Devarim coming up to really have Moshe's last speech. And we're going to see that Moshe asks that his successor would be someone who knows to receive people as they are, understanding that a very important quality for the leader that is really going to take on the leadership of the Jewish people entering the Holy Land would be someone that acknowledges diversity and sees in that a reality and a value and a benefit to all of us for being who we are.